talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. But she need down the ride, oh I bet that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that. Don't forget that, don't forget that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that. Don't forget that, don't forget that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. How y'all doing, Postal family? Is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Everybody clean? Are you crisp? Are you feeling irie today? Happy New Year, or so they told me. Today we're going to do things a little bit different because clearly your life doesn't matter. Clearly, after a few years of me doing these stories about different situations where postal workers are consistently at risk, your life doesn't matter. You don't matter. And the reason that I say that you don't matter is the consistent lack of respect from the people that sit up top that are safe. They tell me your life doesn't matter. You are a number to the United States Postal Service. That's all you are. Until you stand up, until you wake up, until you realize that you need to change the culture, 1.3% is all you're worth. Your life is worth 1.3%. The Postal Service says, and I quote, they take matters involving safety and the well-being of Postal Service employees as a top priority. Those are their words. But you sit in hot boxes that reach 135 degrees. You encounter robberies at gunpoint consistently. People get killed for a key. People get beat up for packages. People get shot and killed at work due to frustration with their upper management or their fellow co-workers or whatever the case is. But how did they get the weapon inside of a government facility? Matters involving safety and well-being of the Postal Service employees is a top priority. That's what they say. But that could not be further than the truth, because the truth of the matter is you're just a number. I hate to break it to you like that. I don't care if you're the president of a local union. I don't care if you're a manager of distribution. Everybody gets the smoke. But your top priority and your safety is what the Postal Service wants you to believe is their top priority. When are you guys going to see that it's time to change that culture? The safety concerns. Despite management, I'm not even going to talk about local management, upper management, all of management's claims about recent incidents like the fatal stabbing of our brother, Ray Hodges, say his name, in Harlem. That highlights just one incident of many attacks around this country. If safety is a true top priority, there would be more proactive measures that would be taken in order to protect employees. But instead, they took the postal police force and shrunk it down. That's weird, isn't it? Oh, but we have the postal inspectors. The postal inspectors are not there for you. The postal inspector's job is to intercept outside mail or outside sources from infiltrating the inside. They investigate anything that's coming from the outside inside to the mail stream and protect any threats against the postal service. The OIG, they investigate internal situations. But who's there to protect the employee? They sum it up with inadequate compensation of 1.3%. A man gets on his YouTube channel, turns his YouTube comments off and says 1.3% raise is great. It's good. He lies to your face and says that is your worth. While we like to have gotten more, this is the best that we could have gotten. Meanwhile, the United States Postal Service never even gave a counter offer. That is what he put out there to negotiate for you. Now, to be fair, a majority of the Postal Service employees and their unions have been receiving about that, a 1.3% stacked over time. To be fair, but that was before. The times we live in now are more dangerous than before. And if safety is the top priority for its employees, why not compensate them? From the time they stepped out during COVID, from the times they step out in 100-degree heat, from the times they walk through these facilities and don't have working water, the lead poisoning that's in the wall, the dirty facilities that have air conditions that have never been cleaned, working in third world country conditions. Let's call it for what it is. Those facilities are disgusting. They are. And slowly they're starting to change them. I give them that. But what about those that have inhaled overnight all that nasty soot that comes from the air conditioning units every single day? What about the fumes that come out of the postal vehicles because they're not repaired correctly? The fumes that come through the vents, the carbon monoxide. But 1.3% is what postal workers are worth. 1.3% raise is 100% inefficient, insufficient, especially consider that the risks that postal workers face on a consistent basis. This is a minimal increase, and it should not reflect the values of the Postal Service, although that's what they're showing us. But it definitely doesn't reflect the value and the dedication of the employees, the me's and you's, that try to ensure a smooth operation on a consistent basis. There are people that work through New Year's Eve. There are people that work through Christmas. There are people that work through Thanksgiving. There are people that have sacrificed not going to their kids' graduation. There's ones that miss their parents' wedding. There are some that can you fathom that some of these people have been told, well, I'm sorry, but yeah, I know your dad died, but when will you be back to work? This is the type of treatment. This is the type of people that are running this place. But 1.3% is sufficient. Our brother got killed in the street, but 1.3% is sufficient. That should be suffice. You should smile about it. You should accept it. I'm curious. What happened when the brother passed away in Texas? 1.3% would be sufficient for him. He died of heat exhaustion. No matter how they want to cover it up. The wife was on here crying. My question is, this young man has only been working at the post office for less than 3 years, 2022. What's the post office going to do for him? He was killed in his line of duty. What are they going to do for him? Are they going to compensate his family? He had 3 or 4 kids, right? Are they going to compensate his family? See, I put out 4 videos and didn't speak about nothing. I wanted them to realize that people know what happened. My question is, what are they going to do for him? He was killed in his line of duty while getting lunch. Well, we're going to investigate. No, there's nothing to investigate. He was on the clock. He was in postal uniform. You know what happens when an officer is killed in a line of duty? They damn near stop the whole freaking town or city. And they look and they make sure that people acknowledge that this is a government employee that services day-to-day people in his community. What's the Postal Service going to do for this young man? Before I continue, I'm going to ask that if anybody knows a member of his family, please reach out to me at my email. Send me an email so that I could personally reach out to them. I want to try to start a small GoFundMe page on Jay's time, not on the Postal Service's time, because they tell you can't do that. You can't look after your brothers. But I'd like to try to start a GoFundMe for them. Or if they have one, I'd like that information so that I could post it. If anybody knows of anything that could help his family. 4 children, if I'm not mistaken, 3 or 4 children. 3 years at the Postal Service. I want to know what the Postal Service is going to do for him. Matter of fact, they post about every other thing going on. They do. They have these blue pages. They post about the most ridiculous thing. Well, this supervisor is an adamant, what they call him? Scuba diver, and this is what she does on her day off. She's a hero. This person is an artist. Look at the stuff that he paints. Yo, this man was killed. I hope y'all come out with this, with something better than the safety of our employees is top. Yo, you see the look? And this is the look of a man that's asking how come 1.3% is okay? Where you at, Renfro? Did you talk about it? Oh, it didn't affect you? That's why? You a clown, dude. You a clown. Not even my craft, but one of my postal brethren. What's gonna be the outcome when all these unions have to negotiate with the United States Postal Service itself? Are they gonna negotiate better working conditions for all? For all? They need to come up with something that has enhanced safety measures proactively today. Safety protocols, better security systems, training programs, emergency response plans. You ever see that whole thing with when they had an active shooter? They don't know what to do. They don't know where the exits are. Just run. I implore anybody that knows, if you're working in a facility, I know that they're locking these gates up because people going into the facility stealing things now. But are there any escape plans for you? Are there? Have they spoken to you about exit strategies? What happens if your plant goes on fire? Do they have a lot of doors locked? Are they blocked? See, I'm in safety and I do a lot of gembas. That's what they call them. and we go to different facilities and we walk around and see safety things that could be harmful to the employee. Loose wires, blocking doors, sharp objects, just random stuff. And my question is, at your facility, see, this is where we wake people up and let them know we watching. Not only on the employees, but we watching. Do you have access to get out? Has management sat down and said, look, in the case of this, they do it with the children. They do it at schools. Look, if this happens, this is the exit strategy. Have they done it with you yet? Or they get those memos, claim they spoke to you about it, punch your name into the system and says, yes, Tina Fey has gotten trained on this. They just don't have time. You know, those that say they don't have time, if that's a manager or man in management, I hope it's you that suffers the consequences of your own ignorance. I hope you're stuck in your own office one day when an emergency situation comes on and you get flustered and you don't know what to do. And then you'll understand the fears that every postal worker walks around with on a consistent basis. Because it's sickening. It's disgusting. I'm hearing about new people that are being put up into management, 204Bs. And the moment they get up there, they're direct order. Who direct these? What's direct order? The moment a 204B, hell, the moment a manager says direct order, quit. You need to quit. I promise you need to quit. You want to give a direct order? Directly order your children, directly go to the military so you can graduate to be a sergeant, and then you can give a direct order. Go become a police officer before you give a direct order. You can't give another human being a direct order as if you're somebody, because the moment you punch out, you're nobody. Don't forget that, management. The moment you punch out and you're off the clock, you're nobody. You leave that facility that you work at, you drive 2 feet down the road, you can still get pulled over by a police officer. You're nobody when you punch out. Watch how you talk to people, because what's going on right now in this country is that people are been fed up. They're trying to change the culture, and then you have the management that are trying to be stuck in their ways, and they're arguing with these fed up employees, and they're going back and forth, and it's causing a toxic relationship. Everything is toxic around here. They get on the street, they got to deal with, watch what I say, they got to deal with people that don't respect them, and they're ending up dead. They got people sitting at the window cursing and arguing with the clerks, fighting with the clerks, people on the street stabbing and killing our carriers, but 1.3% is okay. Tell me that. 1.3% is okay. So for the managers that do watch me, will the employees shut up? Shut up. Your job is to manage. It's not my job to teach you how to manage. You need to manage. That's what you were trained to do. That's what you're paid to do. You need to learn to be liberal in your managerial skills, ways, not the way that they trained you to do. Don't wear your badge like you're some authority figure. All you are is just a manager. That's it. That sucks when you say that, right? All you are is just a manager. You're just a higher level of pay. That's it. Speak to your fellow employees as peers, as equals, because you get more with sugar than you do with salt. Don't infuriate these people, because people are losing their shit because they're tired of your shit. For 1.3%, let that shit get voted in. 1.3%. You're going to see how pissed off these damn carriers are going to be. 1.3%. And I'm praying that my president of my union knows that with all the changes going on, with all the price and inflation going on, at 1.3 will not be acceptable when they step to the table. It just can't be. It cannot be. Make it make sense, make it work. But overall, They need to figure out safety. Because the people walking into a war zone, it's not safe. And it's not exaggerated. That is not exaggerated. They drive rust buckets. Tires falling off, rims falling off, hell, axles falling off. No brakes, no headlights. They gotta use freaking lights on their head. Come on, man. 1.3%? Really? Really? 2024. We changing this culture whether they like it or not. We're gonna make this place better. And that doesn't mean get rid of management. No. We're gonna line it up so that people can get in there that are like-minded, that are willing to do the job correctly, to be the medium between the top and the workers, so that we can work together, so that the place is easier to work at. Job duties are still the same, but it's easier to work at because it's not a mental thing. And we can achieve one goal, which is to get the job done, to move the mail. But we're going to change the culture. All that shit managers that they have, they got to go. Little shit union presidents, they got to go. All those shit SOP stewards, you got to go. And every single time I get the opportunity, somebody emails me and asks me for information on how to start the process, I'm going to direct them. I'm going to say, hey, you trying to get rid of your shop steward because they sleeping with the manager and they have self-interest? I'm going to direct you to somebody that's going to help you. I'm going to do my best so that all those shit managers and all those shit stop stewards and all them, you shitty employees, you get shifted. Sick of it. Sick of it. Now, for those that give me a thumbs down, nobody else can see it, just so you know. But the moment you click that, just understand, you're one of them shit people. In 2025, you are the shit person that we're talking about. Don't worry, your time will come soon. We're going to change this culture. The new people coming in are going to change the culture. This is not a rant. Hell yeah, it is a rant. One of our postal brethren died. And people's lives are only worth 1.3%. That's what they're telling us. There's so many things to unpack with that. And people seem to be okay with it. Managers getting big bumps, but your life is only worth 1.3%. This is JH. Now think about it. I'm out.
Unexpected expenses stressing you out? Get the money you need now with Loans for Feds, a program designed specifically for federal employees. Bad credit is not a problem. Application is fast and easy with same-day approvals. Apply now.